Dead Reckoning is an area control, exploration, and card crafting game released in 2022 and designed by John D. Clare with art by Ian O'Toole. The goal is to be the wealthiest privateer on the high seas, measured in coins, by completing achievements, controlling islands, possessing resources, and upgrading your ship. If you think that sounds a lot like Scythe on a boat, apart from the obvious Speed 2 reference, you're not far off. No mechs this time though. To set up, place the harbor board on the table, and set up the ocean boards based on player count in a 3x4 grid face down, turning the 3 closest to the harbor board face up. Shuffle the 4 advancement decks and place them next to the ocean boards in ascending order from the harbor board out. Place 1 advancement card each on the face up row 1 boards. Place the tokens for cargo, coins, enemy cubes, and damage markers in reach of all players. Each player chooses an available color and takes the corresponding shipboard, ship mini, treasure chest, player cubes, dock tile, achievement markers, pirate mode token, and 12 sailor cards, all set to level 1. Each player then puts 15 coins from the supply into their chest, places their ship mini in the matching harbor, a cube on the 0 space of their shipboard, and shuffles their sailor cards, drawing a hand of 4 cards. The first player is chosen randomly, and players receive some starting cargo in player order. In Dead Reckoning, players are commanders of their very own private vessel and crew, setting out to find fortune and glory on the open sea. The game is played over a variable number of rounds, with each player taking their turn to perform a main phase, followed by a cleanup phase, and then play passes in clockwise order. During the main phase, the active player may perform a number of actions based upon where their ship mini is and what cards they have in hand. The cards are the main engine that drives the game, representing the various members of the crew from the captain to the deckhands. The actions themselves are variations on add sails, increasing the distance your ship can travel this turn, receive cargo, which is used to purchase the advancement cards from the ocean boards, place influence to gain control of the islands, upgrade ship to add an upgrade tile to your shipboard, construct building to place a support building on an island you control, and produce resources to gain cargo and coins at islands, preferably ones you have the most influence at. In the cleanup phase, you sleeve the advancements you have purchased into cards you have played, discard those played cards, and then draw 4 cards. From your new hand, you may level up 1 card to gain new abilities for use on future turns. Combat, which can take place between player ships or when a player attacks a merchant ship, is a unique mechanism of collecting cubes for each combatant based on their combat strength and dropping them through the battleship into the battle board. It's actually a lot more exciting than it sounds. There are several achievements that can be gained to earn endgame points, and they involve the main systems of exploring, combat, upgrading cards, controlling islands, and constructing buildings. Once any player has 4 or more achievements at the end of their turn, the endgame is triggered, with each player getting 1 final turn. Coins are gained for influence across the islands, achievements earned, advancements purchased, and ship upgrades and buildings. The player with the most coins wins. Ties are broken by one last big battle, with all tied players arming all of their cannons at once. While Dead Reckoning wasn't the first game I backed on Kickstarter, it was certainly one of the biggest, and seemingly the most ambitious. The campaign page touted it as the 4X swashbuckling adventure game you've been waiting for. That's explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate if you didn't know. And while there is a noticeable lack of buckles being swashed, this game does deliver solidly in one major way: the Saga expansions. The core box is an incredibly fun sandbox game where you can be an explorer, sailing to the limits of the known world, or a perfectionist, building out your ship and training your crew to the max, or a maritime merchant, filling your holds to bursting with cargo, or a pirate, shooting at anything and everything that might hold something shiny. But the Saga expansions add the framework of a narrative adventure which can be played over a continuing campaign. Here there be monsters and ghost ships and legendary adventurers that came before. And while there's also a noticeable lack of Captain Barbossa, I'll still sail these seas because I'm always game.